I apologize, I'm a little bit sick today, but I'm going to try and do this training anyway. So I'm going to go through some of the items that I have had pinned. So these are products that I've looked at in the past, and I pinned them here in Helium 10 under tools, and then there's my products. So the way you pin a product is, for example, let's say it's this one here. Let's say I didn't have it pinned, but I was doing some product research, and I had the Helium 10 Chrome extension. I would click onto X-ray, and let's say I'm curious to like follow up with this product later on, or I want to just follow the product's trends to identify if it's going to be a good product to try and follow. So, for example, here is a little pin. I pin that, and that will add it to that list, and so then I can go back later and evaluate it. So, as a virtual assistant, I think it's good for us to pin those after we've discussed them, um, and once you put them on your list, for example, then we'll review them, and then if we want to move forward on it, then we'll. You know what? Actually, I'm trying to think of work. Maybe once we have our meeting, we'll discuss and figure out the best way to do it. So maybe you just pin those, and I review them. So it's a good way for me to go and review it. So that might be actually a great way to do it. And then if we want to move forward on it, then we go ahead and add it to the spreadsheet. So actually, yeah, let's do that. So first pin it. So if there's a product you like, you think it's kind of interesting, pin it, and then I can go every day or whenever, and review what products I want to look at. Okay, so um, let's take a look at, for example, that one here. Now let's see how we want to evaluate this product. Actually, not this one for. Well, yeah, fine. Let's do this one. All right, so how am I going to evaluate this product right now? So first off, I want to always see how much it's actually doing. This is doing per month. It looks like it's doing 10,000 per month. So in that case, it does fall into the category of what we're looking for, which is a minimum of $10,000 a month in sales. And then right now, I'd always like to go to the sales trends. So I clicked on the sales trends. It's a little graph, and it tells me now I can see, oh, looks like this one spiked January. So it's definitely, and then another Jan. So it's definitely a giftable item. There looks like there's a little bit of a spike in May. That's probably Mother's Day, I'd guess. I think that's when Mother's Day is. I'm not sure. But anyways, I believe so. When is Mother's Day? Let's find out. I think it is. Yeah, May. Boom. Called it. So it's basically a peak during the holidays because, of course, it's giftable, right? And then Mother's Day as well. So for right now, it's not even in the peak. We're approaching to come up, and it's still doing $10,000 a month. So that's awesome. All right, so now we got to actually look at the product itself. What is it? It's a writing journal gift set for women. So that's what's really nice is that it looks really, really high end. The price point's pretty good. I do like that. Um, it's got quite a few reviews, but that's fine. I mean, I don't care. So the next thing I'm looking for is again the keyword. Like, what's the main market that this one is going for? So writing journal, gift set for women. That's probably going to be the title. But since we have Cerebro, we're going to go ahead down here and click on keywords. Another thing too, before I click on keywords, a lot of times I'll click on all-time sales and just kind of see their history. So it looks like they launched roughly about 822, and then had some shaky stuff. So it looks like that, well, not shaky stuff, but shaky launches. It's fine, up and down, up and down, up and down, until they finally got some traction here when they dropped the price. So they first were trying to sell it for 29, and then they dropped the price. Wait, what's this list price? Oh, no, they've always had it at $29. So I'm not sure exactly what happened, but bottom line is they're pretty consistent, which is nice over here. Okay. That's just the list price, actually, the other line, which is not, it's basically pretty much saying that that's what it's worth. The $35 is what it's worth, but then the $29 is actually what they're charging. So the entire time, they've actually just stayed at $29.95 since the launch. That's interesting. Okay, so um, where are we at here? Now we didn't even find out. Oh yeah, the Cerebro. So we click on to keywords, and now that it pulls up Cerebro, which pulls all of the keywords that this product is ranking for. Okay. So it is going to take a little while. Most of the times I have all this stuff set up ahead of time when it comes to a video, so I do apologize. And I probably should just edit this and cut it and so on. But anyways, so as this is waiting, I shouldn't have it any dead. That's ridiculous. I have plenty of this stuff I can do. So let's just say writing gift set. Let's just say that's the actual main one, because that's the quickest and easiest way to do it as well, while Cerebro is also going through all that. Now, what I also do is writing journal gift set. I'll usually plug that in there and then hit the space bar and wait a second to see this stuff that pops up. So for right now, it looks like there's not a lot of search volume for writing journal gift set. So I look at here on the right. This is not really, no. So I'm going to just take off one of the words. Again, Cerebro is probably also done here. So one thing I'm going to look at is what exactly is organic ranking, right? They have their organic rank here on the right, and that's number 1. And it looks like, what keywords are these? These are all small keywords that they're number 1 for. So I'm kind of going down this list based off of their current organic rank, which means that's essentially what they're ranking for. The organic rank tells you what is making the sales for the most part, but at the same time, you got to look at the search volume down here, and this search volume is really where's the major or the biggest keyword that they are ranking for, that they're in the top 10 of, right, for organic rank over here, which shows me it is 1,400 journals for writing women. That is the main keyword that we're actually converting for, or not converting for, but actually probably getting some sales on. A lot of times what I'll do too is, just to make it easier on me, I'll go ahead and do 500 minimum searches and apply there for search volume, so it kind of weeds out all of the little stuff that's not really doing too much, but there are still ranking for. So now we know here, if it's a minimum of 500 searches, they're ranking top 10 for only 2 keywords, which is going to be for beautiful journal, which is 700 searches, which, let's see if there's, you can also click on that graph to see what the trend is. I always like to go to all time. Looks like it's downward, but trending. Yeah, no, it's definitely not. Yeah, it's interesting. So that's like, there was a peak, I'd say, during COVID, it looks like, and then it's kind of gone down. So always good to look at trends, right? Just so that way you have an understanding. You don't want to have any idea of the trend, and then all of a sudden you're launching, and then after you've launched the product and you're like, why is it not selling? Then you look at the keywords and you're like, oh my gosh, the trend is like totally going down, and that could put you in some bad situations. So that's why I always look at trends and stuff like that. So Dream Journal for Women is another one that they're doing 11. They're on number 11, number 12. Fancy notebook, personalized notebook. So it's pretty broad, which is kind of cool. So right, that's what's nice, is that, let's say you're not converting for journal writing for women, but then you are converting for fancy notebook, or you're converting for gifts for writers. That's completely, different of a specific keyword. So you're not competing with all the regular generic stuff. You're competing more with the higher end stuff. Not to mention, your price point also changes where Amazon places you. They actually place you into different, basically like categories, right, that have similar price points as well. So that way, you don't look too expensive in comparison to everybody else. That's one thing I have noticed. But anyways, now let's take a look at, what do I think though about this actual product. Okay, so first off, I'm gonna go ahead and click into, let's do journals for writing. We'll see what that page looks like. Okay. And see over here, we can even do this one here, just journal gifts. But there's not a lot of search volume, so it's just not a good, accurate representation of the market. A lot of times you can plug in some really long tail keyword, and you're like, oh my god, this is awesome, like I have so much opportunity. But in reality, that you don't. This is like huge, right? There's 30,000 results, and there's just so many different kinds of journals. Now, that's the main page, but let's see what this page looks like. Okay, so this one here, journals for writing women, that is going to be 10,000 results, which that just is a quick and dirty way for that I checked to see like how many people are ranking for this keyword, right? How many people are actually trying to go after this. So I immediately go to X-ray. And then from there, I always search by by revenue. And then I'm looking at who are the top dogs and what kind of book. Whoa, looks really thick. But look, they're making a lot of money. 100,000. A lot of people. There's a lot of sales. So for right now, I'm not seeing anything that is exactly like our book, the one that we're looking at. Right? These are all pretty generic. This one seems pretty similar, but $11.69 price point. Like, what the heck? So now I'll just kind of be. I'm just clicking around, seeing what I can see. See, this person doesn't know how to launch books. They're stuck in.
Day she had it in a little basket. I love the design all around it.
Gosh, show me inside already. Oh, it's just lined. Okay, that's cheap though. It's way too cheap. So the price point of this market is only $12. So obviously $29 is a lot more expensive. So maybe we go to a different, more of the gifts for writers area here. Now this is going to be one where now you're competing with other like products, so it's a little bit more broad, but sometimes it's better because again, you're not competing exactly with the journals. That's a really cool one right here. So now let's see, what does this market look like? 8,000 results, just as a quick and dirty understanding of the size. X-ray. Revenue. A lot of times too, I will delete anything that is being advertised. But what is this? A free write traveler. This is cool looking. Bet you this is patented, but this is kind of cool. $500. Free write traveler. I mean, I'm going on a tangent. Again, this is just, you just go on these. Anyway, that's kind of interesting. I thought that was kind of cool. But all right, let's go back on to evaluating the rest of this. Okay, so I'm just kind of going down here. These are all still high end. These are making a lot of money, so it looks like including a pen is definitely a must. I'm still looking for our book. I don't see that book. Oh, here it is. 9,000 a month. So it looks like the leather ones are the ones that are doing, not doing better, but yeah. So it's just kind of hard to evaluate this thing because it's it's a pretty unique item. I think it is possible to rank in here and make some sales. I don't know if you'll actually, it depends on the actual product. So now it's more about brainstorming about how to position it and making sure that we have all of the elements that make it really, really good. So I would say something like, the box, designing all that, and then we need to get some quotes for it. So that would be, the next step for something like this if we decide we like it. I'm really curious about this one here. That's what these guys sell. That's all they do. All right. So, and then of course I can look at other stuff. Let's go back to our list and take a look at something else. Which one do I want to do?